Greetings, my fellow Battle Brothers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Battle Brothers, Episode 7, Zealous Sergeant. A quick calculus is done, and they would like to see what it's like to take on the Widergangers. 9 of them. Quickly assessing the battlefield, there are choke points to take advantage of. These Widergangers are slow, and they shuffle, and they come back if you don't decapitate them. So we'll have to be careful, and measured, and tempered. Very few of them have decent arms and armor. This might be used to our advantage in this fight, the men think. Bolts and arrows let loose upon them, finding their targets true. The ranged units see fit to let the Widergangers close the distance for better shots on vital points. The men wait with bated breath as the rotting dead approach. With spear walls at the ready, the men set out to start bashing the undead. The zombies recoil at the waiting spears. Arrows letting loose, felling foul zombies. A few of these zombies are well armed and deserve the attention and care needed to avoid being cut, bit, and slashed. The dead arise once more. The rumors are true. To put zombies down, decapitation might be necessary. Smashing the head of the zombies might not be enough to put them down forever. The flailmen ready their maces to bash their heads. It's also possible to loot the weapons of the zombies so that they cannot return to life equipped with what they had previously. This also could be a good tactic. Bows and arrows make very ineffective weapons against this foe. Whereas the flails and maces are far more effective. the zombies shuffle forward, and the axeman readies his axe, finds its target true. Many rounds have gone with the men going relatively unscathed from all the attacks. But fatigue will slowly set in, as this shuffling undead do not fatigue quite the way that flesh and blood do. Permanent and fatal damage will need to be dealt in order to keep these zombies from arising. The weary soldiers battle on, as only one zombie yet remains. And again they return. JT, looking very wounded, others rush to his aid. He raises his shield up, hoping that that will protect him from further harm. And the final blow is dealt, the men successful. The first battle against zombies have been won. A frightening foe, one with infinite morale, but they overcame the challenge and succeed. Robert the Turtle contemplates the best way to turtle up. Shield expert seems the obvious choice. JT, having suffered so much damage from the fight previous, would like to also specialize not only in shields, but spears as well. And Otto Ducky, following in the footsteps of JT, focuses his attention on his defense. Lars, who's very quick to learn new tasks, becomes even more adept at fighting. Lars, showing considerable promise, gets a better helmet than he had previously worn. Trade caravans are passed and rumors shared. This road is bandit free, they say. Our next destination is Hammerstedt. Hopefully their markets will be flush with equipment. And indeed, the rumors are true. signet rings and strange meat fetching high prices in exchange for food. The men enter the tavern for rumors. 4 winters, since I saw a chance for a quick coin and raided a roadside chapel. Put the iron into the holy man that tried to hold me back. Now, no amount of crowns can repay the debt my spirit owes. A round for the man is paid, and Harpert finally comes out of his depression. Off to Wolfhaven for the coin of crowns for the completion of this task. The guildmaster welcomes you, and a few of his men hurry over to take the cargo. He claps you on the shoulders. I take it your journey went well? You spare him the details and inquire about your pay. Bah, a sellsword through and through. Anke. Get this man what he deserves. The bodyguards walk over and hand you a small chest of crowns. The guildmaster looks out his window. We both know that brigands and the gods know what else are terrorizing these parts. They're quite fond of the road, and after a particularly bad run, my old caravan guards lost the heart for the job. Could you go just a day southeast of here to Donnerswald? Does that sound like a place you'd like to go? Sure, we agree. There's nothing else going on in town. We accept this contract. To the southeast, but to the way of the roads. Well-traveled road shows no sign of ambush points. With any luck, we'll make it there by dusk. While camping beside the road, a colorful wagon trundles on up with a sort of clinking, jingling musically and modestly. You don't think it a particular big cart, but about 15 men and women inexplicably pour out of its back. Painted faces, musical instruments, juggling balls, long swords for swallowing, wine jugs for fire breathing, and a troupe of entertainers fan out and demonstrate mini talent shows as though you'd already paid for their services. When they finish, they clap, stomp their feet, and freeze before you, hands out, smiles across their faces. A white-faced mime ironically speaks. What say you, travelers? Care for a show? A mere 480 crowns to entertain you all evening. We're good, thanks. Having reached Donnerswald, the caravan wagons are immediately unloaded of their goods, taken to nearby warehouse. Once it's all cleared out, the leader of the group hands you a satchel of crowns and thanks you for making sure the passage was a safe one. The captain decides to make camp tonight and take advantage of the well-stocked markets tomorrow morning. A falcon is procured for the men in order to flush out potential hidden prey, as well as backup bandages in case of bleeding. 2 days of food is all we have, so roots and berries are purchased, and cheap tools and supplies procured. Otto, Ducky, seems the most fit to use a falcon. He's eager to live up to his namesake. The local noblemen have no interest in trading with us lowly sellswords, so we'll make for Fridewald, friendlier territory off to the east. Druid's Grove and the Belford roads are oddly empty, but yet still contracts, because this town has been recently raided. Leadwin, once again, staring at his bookshelf with his back to me, talks somberly. It's a shame not many can read these. Maybe our issue would go away if they could, or maybe it would get worse. He shakes his head and turns around. We've got our gang of brigands soon to descend upon us. We need you, Sellsword, to stop them. My books sure as hell won't. If the pay is right, which I promise it will be, are you in? 570 crowns to see that the town is protected, and we agree. There are raiders on the outskirts of the town, but no telling to which direction. So we see fit to patrol around. There are professional soldier companies and freemen bands off to the west, so maybe the attacks will come from the east. The brigands are in sight. Time to protect the town. Just a few thugs and a poacher. Nothing that we can't handle. We'll wait for them to close the distance. The brigands seem to be preferring to post up to the north. We're in no rush. But Crimson spots a hill, perches on top of it, and lets loose a bolt towards the brigands. It finds its target true. The men quickly fall in line and pivot to the north to make sure that the flanks are secured, while leaving a contingency to the south to not open additional vulnerabilities. Brigands slash towards Papa G and Mojo. Crimson readies another bolt. This one, again, finds his breaking near-death target. Lars, eager to earn his keep, slices the brigand that hurt Mojo. He is downed in one fell swoop. Otto finishes off Crimson's quarry and reassures Papa that he won't be fighting alone. The brigand at Papa's feet stands to flee. Taking a look at the battlefield, not very many remain. Hartbert, in his heavy armor, is flanking their poacher, whereas JT moves up the center and past the fleeing brigand to fill the gaps. The fleeing brigand dies, despite the fact that he had been uninjured in previous combat. The archers rush forward to fill the gaps and the voids left by the fleeing enemies, surrounding what remains of the broken brigand army. Unfortunately, JT receives crushing blows. He'll need to be reinforced soon. With arrows at the ready, reinforcements arrive and cut the first brigand down. Mojo cusses as Crimson lets loose a bolt into his back. He was eager to kill the last remaining target and unfortunately inflicted injury upon his own friend. Harpert, as a method to apologize for his incivility in the last town, helps JT and rushes to his aid, looking to make up for past ingressions. The poacher quickly dispatched, as if made of glass. JT readies his shield, toe-to-toe with the last remaining bandit, does not want to be dispatched just yet. With one target left, this fight seems predetermined. And it's all over. The bandits are dead. Simple and low-quality bandit weapons are obtained, but at least Friedewald is protected. With the battle over, you survey the corpses littered across the field. It was a gruesome sight, yet for some reason it spurs you with energy. The ghastly hills of the dead only remind you of the vitality you've yet to yield to this horrid world. People, like Lidwin of Friedewald, should come and see it, but he won't, so you'll have to go and see him instead. When you return to Lidwin, you find his room has almost been packed up, everything ready to move and go. You raise a bit of humorous concern. Getting ready to go somewhere? The man's settled down into his chair. I had my doubts, Sellsword. Can you blame me? For what it's worth, you shouldn't need to doubt my ability to pay. He sways his hand across his desk. On the corner is a satchel, lumpy and bulbous with coin. As promised. With all the coin we've accumulated, it might be wise to seek out a town to spend it. Given that our bowmen are still using poor quality bows, we'll head to Katzenberg. Hopefully the Fletcher has something worth our time. But first to Allentown, to see what is afoot. The men decide to make it south to Katzenberg in order to obtain better bows. Direwolves seen on the horizon, ferocious but easy to dispatch, they think. We give chase. Their pelts fetch a fine price. The terrain offers some advantage. An Otto jumps up on a nearby hill, donning his spear. Many of these direwolves are frenzied, and they'll be more dangerous than previous direwolves fought. The direwolves seemingly unconcerned with their flanks, leaving it open. Unfortunately, JT is still injured from previous fights. He pushes off the direwolf at his feet to back up into the crowd. The men have to reassemble the previous tactics. Uh-oh, that wasn't good. Need to be reassessed. Mojo foolishly centers up in a dangerous way, and damage will have to be dealt swiftly to keep him safe. The wolves sprint past, trying to shred JT, and Mojo is getting viciously attacked. Flash decides to switch places with his compatriot in order to offer additional aid, slicing the direwolf at the heels of JT. Likewise, Val strikes true the direwolf that's at Mojo's ankles. Raising his shield, JT is hopeful that he'll be able to survive the oncoming onslaught. Mojo fortuitously slays the direwolf at his feet, but he is still not far from danger. Hartbert shoves one of the direwolves out of the way, hopefully sparing JT from having to defend the next onslaught. And Robert does the same, breaking from the radius of the direwolf behind him to hopefully aid his friend in need. The direwolves attack in a vicious frenzy. So far, the men have been spared. The one closest to Mojo is the most important. And thankfully, that direwolf is ready to flee. A deep sigh of relief amongst the men, knowing that their compatriot is relatively safe. Heavy damage is inflicted upon the remaining wolves, and only one remains to be ready to fight. Mojo slinks back into the back line, staying out of the remaining fray to recover and lick his wounds. The last of the direwolves decide to try to flee. It's time to clean up this mess. Only one remains, and Flash makes short work of the wolf. Not too many pelts were spared in that fight, but quite a lot of foul meat. Onward to Katzenberg, victorious. Flash, the standard bearer, is ready to take up the mantle of Sergeant. For that, he is going to need the ability to be able to rush to his compatriots in times of need. Likewise, Hartbert shows that he is also combat capable and wishes to be called Takarash. Alfred the Scorpion, considering that his bow has served him true thus far, decides to master in it. Here in Katzenberg, we were hoping to be able to purchase a better bow for our Scorpion. Looking at the offerings, there are hunting bows significantly more valuable and more pricey, and 2 will be procured. These bows offered up to Alfred the Scorpion, and also to Tinkwith. The local noblemen don't want to offer us contracts, so we will buy some tools and supplies and a little bread and move on to friendlier towns. The men think that the untraveled south may be interesting, so instead of taking the roads, we'll take the less traveled path through the Grandview pastures south of the Witch Mountains. You were unsure at first about assigning Flash to this important task, for he was as committed to the revelry and carousing as any other man, but Flash takes his duties with a zeal that is at first admirable and later worrying. Scoffing at dawn as the rising hour of the cowardly and infirm, Flash decides that everyone must start the day much earlier. He runs the men through the usual sparring routines and checks their equipment for splits and wear. But to such light work, he adds strict rules about setting up and breaking camp, formation drills, lessons on flanking, forced marching with stones in their packs, and detailed punishment regime for anyone who dares fall behind. Words such as backbreaking, cruel, flint-hearted, and merciless, as well as dozens of other saltier epithets, ring in the air whenever Flash is safely out of earshot. Though never when he is sleeping, for brothers have learned that Flash, standard bearer, never truly sleeps. The Sergeant's Sash, worn by Flash. Animal tracks spotted in the woods up ahead, perhaps more dire wolves. And indeed, but too many, more than the men want to fight for free. Cutting through the forest, hoping to spot some other advantageous points of interest, they trek southwest into unknown territory. A large group of ghouls flank their steps as they proceed to Koppelfest. Koppelfest is a massive citadel towering over the open plains surrounding it, a seat of power for the nobles. Damn nigh impossible to find a reliable shield round here. Bloody things keep breaking in two. Been keeping a spare on me now, just in case, but I should charge more for fighting men with axes, is the nearby rumor. The nobles here won't pay for us common sellsword, so we'll go south to Blenheim. A contingency of undead seen on the south shores of Blenheim fighting the militia. We choose to become involved. Thank you for watching Battle Brothers, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 28th. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radamat.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Radamat.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow sellswords.